Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. It looks like DeVille got some new information surrounding this Iceman album from Drake. Y'all already know the characteristics of the Iceman. It was very, very, very shocking. So, is Drake about to come out and tell us something that we haven't known about him? I don't know, but we about to see what DeVille got to say about this one, y'all. You are not going to want to click off this video because when DeVille cooks, y'all already know how he get down. He really cooks. It says right here, theories about Drake's Iceman album that might actually be true. This is going to be fire, y'all. UMG sneak disses Drake's Iceman album in lawsuit. That's the title right here. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase right alongside the Discord and some merch if you're interested. And I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel, everybody that's been subscribing, getting the likes up. I appreciate y'all a whole lot, man, for real. Yeah, y'all know I like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
All right, y'all. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. Drake has been dropping clues about this Iceman album. But what if I told you there was somebody that was hinting towards this album before him? What if I told you in the lawsuit that Drake has against UMG, what if they were the first entities or one of the first people to bring up Iceman in the first place? Now, one of the people, at least.
Oh, somebody was already talking about the Iceman album. Let's get it. He about to cook. Y'all. He about to get it.
Because if Drake has been dropping clues about this album, UMG is one of them as well. Because we know at this point, Drake has dropped 5 solid clues about Iceman up until this point. One of them was a racer by the name of Kimi Räikkönen, right? Kimi Räikkönen, his nickname is Iceman due to his ice cold attitude on and off the track. That was the first reference. The second reference was a company called Iceman over there in Canada. It's like an ice truck company, from my understanding.
Oh, yeah.
The other clue was wearing the Iceman jacket on Aiden Ross's stream. The other clue was on Plot Twist when he had the Iceman download file posted on his burner account on Instagram. So these were the main clues. But
look at all these clues. And this is how Drake worked. He started dropping little clues, and this is how he was dissing people too. So you gotta look at his patterns of how he do things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, look at these clues right here, y'all. He got the Iceman box. He got the little playlist and all that, which is all corny. He want to have a rabbit hole so bad, like K. Dot. He ain't got no rabbit hole. You're joint corny.
The key one that I want y'all to follow along with was when he would name himself after Iceman as well as other people. You know, the racer Kimi Räikkönen, his name was Iceman. His nickname is Iceman, as well as the character from Top Gun, Val Kilmer. His nickname was Iceman as well. Also posting various IG stories of Iceman entities. But the kicker here is when UMG had talked about this lawsuit, when UMG was trying to do the motion to dismiss against Drake's complaint, they had mentioned something that is similar to the Iceman references. So like I said, Drake likes to name himself after Iceman as well as other personas, as well as other people who have gained the name Iceman. Drake named himself Iceman and mentioned other people with the same nickname. And there's one person that has the nickname Iceman that I think Drake failed to mention. And it's the reason why I think that UMG had kind of sneaked them in a way. One person that Drake failed to mention was this other man that has the nickname Iceman. And it's this gentleman by the name of Richard Kuklinski. Richard Kuklinski had the...
I think I seen him on Unsolved Mysteries. Or was it America's Most? It might have been Unsolved Mysteries. Y'all remember Unsolved Mysteries with that scary music in the background? Y'all remember? You couldn't even go to sleep. You was scared. Yep.
The nickname of the Iceman. He had gained it through his rough reputation with the mob, with the mafia. This man had mob ties. Does that sound familiar? Because that's what Drake claims to have. And that's something that UMG had pointed out in the lawsuit. Interesting enough. And it's the way...
Oh. See, that's why it don't pan out when you try to be a gangster. Now, a gangster up there suing for somebody saying something about him? What you doing?
That they worded as well. Because like I said, Richard Kalinsky, his name was Iceman. Drake is naming all these figures with the same nickname, Iceman. But in this lawsuit, we have to remember when Drake had submitted his complaint, UMG had requested a motion to dismiss by responding to the complaint and pointing out Drake's fake persona of being a mobster, because it just seems so very odd just to point out. I just thought at one point they were just getting back at him, trying to diss him in the lawsuit. But I think it might have been a way to hint towards this Iceman album. Now, following the theme of Iceman, Drake has had an LLC or incorporation back as far as May 7th of 2009 with the name Frozen Moments LLC, right? This still gives into the theme
Oh, frozen mo. Oh, my nose is itching, but yeah, we gonna get this. I told you, Vil. Hey, look, he gonna bring it out. He gonna bring out the information, boy.
of Iceman. And let's not forget this Frozen Moments LLC that Drake owns. And let's not forget, this is also the same LLC that he used to go against UMG in a legal battle. It says here the petition filed by Drake's firm in Frozen Moments LLC accused UMG of launching a campaign to manipulate, saturate the streaming services and airwaves. So here is proof enough as well. Following the Iceman theme, Drake had went against UMG using the Frozen Moments LLC. And I think, in my mind, we'll keep it alleged, UMG was aware of that name, Frozen Moments. Oh, Iceman, right? You have a project coming out by the name of Iceman. Don't think that you're fooling us. In my mind, is how I think they're interpreting it. Because one thing's for sure, UMG has to know about Iceman. UMG has to know about this album's release. Now, just to break it down for you really quick on how this album is going to come out, we have to understand how its release is processed because Drake's record label is OVO Sound. Drake is currently signed to Republic Records, a division of Universal Music Group. Universal Music Group, UMG, is the father company of Republic Records. So he distributes through Republic Records, but UMG is the person that owns Republic. They're the father company of it.
Oh, so that's like the manager, and you got the general manager. You know what I'm saying?
So it still falls under the UMG umbrella. There could be a chance that even though
I don't know what I'm talking about. The manager. So you got the man. All right. So you got the whole umbrella. So boom, you got the manager. You got the boss. You got the general manager. You know what I'm saying? You got the president and all that. That's what this is.
everybody over there at UMG might not know, the key players, the people in the inner circle over there at UMG and Republic are going to know about this album. They're going to know about its release. And they definitely have to know if Drake is going to drop an album like this. An album at this magnitude.
You know what this remind me of? Do y'all remember that picture? It looked like Drake, but it was a picture that had fluids all over his face. Drake seen that picture. He liked that picture. And that's what this picture looked like. Why you gonna put all this fluid on his face? Why you gonna put all this fluid on his face? That's not ice, y'all. That is not ice. That's man, that looks like man fluid, if you know what I'm talking about.
Would have to be known, would have to have the attention of Republic and UMG. They would have to know about this album's existence before Drake started dropping clues. And that's why I think that UMG had subtly had tried to diss him with this album and the name of it. Like I said, there was one Iceman that he didn't talk about when he was dropping clues. I mean, I don't think this is a good promotional guy to name yourself after, but this guy does have mob ties. And one thing that UMG had brought up in this lawsuit regarding Drake were the mob ties. Like I said, Richard Kalinsky, he was known as the Iceman. He had mob ties. He worked with the mob. And I think this is where the jab comes from UMG. When Drake submitted the complaint to UMG, this was UMG's response. They said that Drake has made obviously non-factual claims about himself in his own music, including that he has connections to organized crime and has been involved in mob hits. With lyrics, an example, I F with the mob and I got ties. I got a lot of ties. I got a lot of ties. Knock you off and pay their ties. From Drake's song, Mob Ties from Scorpion. This is when he talks about those lyrics in the song, and people have talked about his affiliations with Jay Prince and other people in the streets alike. This is what people are alluding to when they talk about Drake having mob ties. But this is also UMG referencing
Dave Free was saying the same thing. Ant was saying the same thing. You wouldn't believe the messages Drake was leaving on our phones and, acting like he was some mob boss. He really think he's a mob boss, y'all. What did he say? His father was moving keys or something like that? Yeah, my pop was out with Memphis. My father was he said something like, man, you don't sit your ass down, man. Dennis was out there singing, dancing, man.
Seeing how Drake likes to look at himself as a mobster with the name Iceman. All right, so now this is the next thing that they say in the lawsuit. Drake's own diss tracks employed imagery at least as violent, such as gunshots, lyrics saying, "You're dead, you're dead. There's no way to hide. I'll your throat with the azer." And yeah, bullets are stuffing in each chamber. You're is in extreme danger. You know, all of these crazy.
Bruh, UMG, look, they did their due diligence, man. They did their research, man. Hold up. You know Drake be saying this in his lyrics, right? He say, "You did. You did." Oh, okay. So you out here threatening ninjas. Oh, yeah, okay.
Crazy hyperbolic things that Drake is saying in his lyrics sound like things that a mobster would say. If you read from right here, everything that is quoted, these are lyrics and these are phrases that you would think a mobster would say. Saying things like this to somebody gives off the type of energy of somebody who claims that they have mob ties or claims that they're going to do something very horrific, similar to what a mobster would do. Horrific.
Look, he say you're in extreme danger. What did it say? It said, "I'll slit your throat with the razor. You're in extreme danger." Wow. What else did it say? Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Oh, he's scary. He's scary.
Or claims that they're going to do something very horrific, similar to what a mobster would do. But I'm just saying, these are the lyrics that they're pointing out, as well as the lyrics from Family Matters. And this is the one that gets my attention the most. After quoting the lyrics, right, they say, in short, as with his defamation claim, Drake seeks to chill a form of artistic expression that he himself has embraced. Drake seeks to chill a form of artistic expression. Seeks to chill a form of artistic expression. Kind of like how he seeks to chill the form of artistic expression when he drops the Iceman album.
Iceman.
Now, at that point, when I read that, I was like, oh, yeah, like we wouldn't have known that until Drake starts hinting this album coming out. But UMG would already know that this album exists because if he's dropping it through OVO Sound, linked with Republic Records, and they fall under the umbrella of UMG, nothing gets put out unless Republic and UMG hear it. So they would have known about this beforehand. And I think this was a subtle diss to that because he came at them using the Frozen Moments LLC.
Remember when Kendrick said, "Have you ever thought that OVO working for me?" So if you got moles in your camp that'll report to Kendrick, what the heck makes you think you ain't got no moles in your camp that's going to report to UMG? And UMG got that bag. Hey, look, UMG, you give me a couple dollars because Drake ain't paying me nothing. He still got me in the sweatshop. You pay me a couple dollars, I'll let you know everything everything he doing. I'll let you know everything. There you go, bro. Drake ain't no win for Drake, man. UMG got moles in Drake camp, be. Telling you, man.
See, and trying to get them that way using this persona, this Frozen Moments LLC, also ties in with the persona, that Iceman persona that he's trying to push now. But I think that this is the reason why they worded it the way that they did. It didn't make sense why they worded it the way that they did originally because I didn't understand where it was coming from. You're talking about Iceman, chills a form of artistic expression. You're talking about these things that he's saying as if he's in the mafia and if he's trying to do mob hits or whatever, you know, when you talk about a razor and you know, and all these things, right? Gun sounds, like, you know, you're talking about calling you the Iceman. And then they top it off by saying that Drake seeks to chill a form of artistic expression that he himself has embraced. When they said Drake seeks to chill a form of artistic expression, I damn near thought that they were talking about Iceman, bro, and maybe hinting towards future releases that Drake could be a part of. And that part of their response has always stuck with me. It always stuck with me, and I never knew why. And going over this Iceman thing, all of these conversations are revolving around Iceman. I feel like they could have just been hinting towards it in that way when they were talking about this scenario right here before that, because this is the page before they talk about that. And they put in a footnote talking about how Drake always implies that he's a part of some type of organized crime, going at them with the Frozen Moments LLC and talking about chill forms of artistic expression that is calling him Iceman, similar to the mobster Iceman. I feel like this could have been a way for them, at least if they're not referencing Iceman, you know, the real mobster, at least they could have been implying that this is Drake and his Iceman album and this persona that he tries to claim that he has. But realistically, there's not any factual claims of him having real mob ties, except when you talk about like maybe his friendship with Jay Prince. I know he's been in Houston. I know he did the Iceman clues in Houston recently. But I thought this was just interesting to point out. I'll probably talk about it further in a live later.
Yeah, man. Dope breakdown, bro. Dope breakdown. Ville gon' Ville regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know, he got them clues and all of that. Man, my allergies is going crazy right now, y'all. But yeah, I didn't know that part. But they say he got a chill way of expressing. They throwing shots. They look, UMG got rabbit holes too. They got metaphors and bars too. They know what's going on. It might, you know, you think UMG, you think automatically Lucien Grange. Nah. It's a lot of people in UMG that work for them. A lot of people that's tapped in and be listening to the music and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So they defending like, nah, you ain't coming at us like that. Don't think for a second, bro. Bro, when allegedly Drake don't be paying people. You know what I'm saying? He got people in the sweatshop hindering their process. Don't want nobody to outperform him. You know what I'm saying? So those people could easily go to UMG like, yo, I could tell you everything Drake got going on. I could tell you everything. Just give me a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? Get $100. Get $500. Because Drake ain't paying us nothing. He ain't paying us nothing. UMG got the bag. Look, we'll give you 50,000. What? 50,000? Man, I'll let you know his sock size, his shoe size. I know what kind of t-shirt he got on right now. I tell you whatever you want. I'm telling you, man. Hey, look, this ain't gonna work out for Drake. This lawsuit is not gonna work out. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to the Ville, man, for cooking that up right quick, man. Dropping all that knowledge on the people, man, early this morning, man. Big Kish signing out. Going, y'all.